stamping friends. It is Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy with our weekly Facebook Live. I said I was going to be here like at 10:30. It's 10:32, but technically I am still pretty early because our regular live is at 11 a.m. Central on Wednesdays. But today I have to do it a little bit early because I am in between taking kids to activities. So I posted a picture a little while ago. That was me dropping my son off about an hour away from here for hockey camp for the day. Then we were at the vet to get our dog's fixation taken a look at. And we are going to be conservative and we're going to leave it on for 3 more weeks. And then he thinks it's going to be just great to take it off and not have to worry about it. So rather than putting her through like sedation and x-rays 2 times, we're just going to leave it on. But then anyways, I'm back now. Then I got to get Allison to math and then back to hockey and tennis. And then I have something going on tonight. So it's all over the place. So I was so excited about the project that my downline Jan Lutz shared last night at our team meeting, that it was just like a light bulb moment, like, wow, I could show that today. So I came home we go out to dinner after our team meeting, and I came home after that and I set it up and it was all ready to go this morning so that whenever I had time today, I could just swoop in here, show you guys a super fun double gatefold card. I asked her yesterday what she called it, and she said it's called Use Up the DSP. So the Use Up the DSP double gatefold card is what I'm going to share today. I'm just logging in here to find you all. So if I'm looking a little tired today, guess what? It's because I am. I am a little tired. It's a lot of driving this week for us, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's lots of fun to be able to run the kids around and get them to all their activities. So we're just trying to find you here. It's being a little bit picky, of course. So I'm hoping that we're live. Make sure you say hi. It's not popping up. Oh, maybe it is right here. Here we go. It is. Let me see. Oh gosh, I still have my sunglasses on. It was like sunny, cloudy. It looked like it was going to rain, and then it was foggy. It was just all kinds of weather already this morning. So, you know, compared to what I used to get up, I used to have to, oh, there. Oh gosh, I do this every time. Okay. All right. So back when I worked at the cafe, I used to have to be to work at like 5:30, 5:45, 7 on like the late shift day. So my life has changed a bit, and getting out of the house at 7 a.m. was a struggle today. It was like, wow, you know, I mean, I get up sometimes early, but I'm not like out the door ready to go. So yes, I am a little bit tired today. Okay. So now we've said hi and hello and hope everybody is great. Little update on the kids and the puppy. She is doing great. And that's why also the vet said, as long as she is happy and fine and kind of her normal self and that fixation isn't bothering her, we'll just leave it on and better to be safe. So anyways, let's get going here. I'm going to flip us down here and let me know on my end, it is pausing, like it's pausing. I hope that's not the case. I'm hoping it's just my home internet, but it's not affecting my phone. So please let me know if there is any issue with the reception on your end. I'm hoping that it's just fine. It looks like everybody's saying hi. I'm not getting any feedback that it is not. Okay, I got to readjust here. I had it set up differently last night for our team meeting. So let's get going here. All right, so many of you watching already. Maybe 10:30 is a better time. All right, so here we go. This card is going to be brought to you, or is brought to you, by Jan Lutz. All right, so here's the card we're going to make today. I'm going to share with you actually some more cards that she created. So this one, I came home so inspired that I just whipped this thing together so fast after I got home because I was so excited about it. I have never, believe it or not, cut anything that is not just a straight line. So I shouldn't say never, maybe I have, but I don't think I was ever successful at it. She showed me the way, and so I can't wait to show you today. All right, so let's share with you. Let's look at the products I'm using for my card. I'll go through my card, and then I'll show you a couple different ideas that she gave me. So here is, and she is so nice and gracious to let me borrow her template and her samples too. So thank you so much, Jan. Jan is what she calls a beginner stamper. She started in her Cafe Crafter group, believe it or not, in January. But you'll see she is just going crazy, wild, and is a fabulous, fabulous stamper. Okay, so I am using the Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper for the card today. I am using Nature's Harvest bundle. And so this is the stamp set I'm using. And then here are the die cuts. So just some wonderful die cuts with that and a couple labels. I always like to have a few labels when I pick the die cuts that I'm using. Now this is I believe this is all in one bundle. And then another product I brought in was just a little bit of touch of this bedazzling paper. Now this is going to be my prize patrol today, is a sample of the bedazzling, and then also something I use that I think is just one of the coolest papers ever is this cork paper. It's a 12 by 12 paper, and it is just outstanding. So that's what I'm also going to use. So I'm going to give away for Prize Patrol a little sampling of both. I didn't get last week's drawing done because of the hectic craziness that's been going on here. So when I do the drawings for last week's party, we'll add in an extra one for last week's Facebook Live. Those are probably going to be coming Friday night or Saturday. I'm going to start having the kids formulate all of the door prize forms. So just a little hint, if you didn't get that door prize filled out for the very virtual party, there might just still be time. So just scroll back on the Facebook group, or if you're watching the replay on YouTube, find one of the videos from last week. All the links for the to sign up for door prizes, it's still there. So I won't be 100% configuring that until Friday, possibly even Saturday, where we'll be finishing that up. So I got lots of prizes to give away for that. So we've got a couple options here as far as our scoring goes. So let me show you here what we're going to have. So you can use either your Stampin' Trimmer, because there is a scoring tool on that, or your Simply Scoring board. Either one will work. And I should have almost had two to show you. And so what I'm going to start with, let me show you what she brought me. So this is what we're making. This is what we're going to start with. This is our baseline, okay? So what you need, and this is why it's a use up that designer series paper. I'm going to go slow enough. I should have given you these at the beginning. So if you want to go ahead and cut along, create this card with me. I am labeling this as simple, successful stamping project, believe it or not. At first glance, you may think, no way, Tammy, this is not a simple, successful stamping project like you've been showing us. But guess what? If I can do this, you can do this. It's super easy because there is only 4 score lines. There's 4 numbers to remember, and really, we could actually just remember 2, and it's not a problem. So let's go ahead and score. Okay, so I've already cut this to 5.5, so 5.5 here. That's standard card size that way. And this is 12. So we got 12 by 5.5. That's the only cutting right here that we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little trimming with our trimmer in a minute. So I'm gonna score this at 2, okay, and 4. And the reason why I say we really only have to remember 2 numbers is because at this point, you can just flip it and go 2 and 4. Now, if you like to complicate things, then just remember 2 more numbers, 2, 4, 8, and 10, okay? So either remember 2 and 4, 8, and 10. That's it. There's 4 numbers, or 2 if you're like me, where you just like to flip it when it's like that. Okay, so that's the scoring we have to do. I am using designer series paper, so a little bit of a tip on this. When you score your designer series that isn't as thick as like our normal cardstock, don't press too hard down so that you don't tear through the paper because it's not quite as thick. Now, if you're using a thicker paper, go for it. Score just as normal. But just do a little lighter to the touch on it when you're doing it that way. Now, what we're going to do next, I'm going to set my Simply Scoring tool aside. I am at this point, I'm going to fold my lines. This is what I like to do. This is what I found was pretty successful for myself because at this point, now if the next part scares you, like it did me, because when she was first showing this last night, I thought she stopped at this point. And I thought, okay, I can do a double gatefold. If it is as easy as just scoring 2 and 4, then I would end it here and I would skip all that mumbo jumbo cutting triangles, right? Because this is the part that scares me. If all I have to do to make this card, and believe it or not, I thought this was pretty amazing. Like 2 and 4 seriously gets me this card. You add your belly band on there. Here, I'll show you. The belly band I have. Look at this. I mean, we've got ourselves a card, right? Look at that. Well, wow, that's a pretty card. We could just end right there and we'd have a great day, right? But maybe you want to take it just another step farther. And I want the other side though, or maybe I should do this side because you know what? On my sample, I did the other side. So we're going to do it. I am going to do it this side. So now what we have to decide, and this really doesn't matter how you want to do it. So on her sample here, she measured up to 2 3/4. But you know what? I did mine at 2. So since I did my other sample at 2, I'm going to do it that way as well. So what do we have to do? We have to measure where we want our second gate to be. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer. I'm hoping I might have to go a little sideways to get it all in view. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to flip it this way because I need to measure, and all I have to do is put a little dot where I'm going to want my gate to start going this way, you know? This will make sense as I go if it's not making sense to you right now. So I do need a little pen. And I can also have to do right here is where the cut line would be. And so I'm measuring to 2, okay? So then we'll go 2 there. So that's just a little tiny marking is all I need. And I'm gonna do the same on the top here. So my other side is going to be exactly the same. Okay, all right. So now we have our kind of our base where we want to go. And I'll show you at the end some different gates that she made in different sizes and how nice they all look. Okay, so this is the part that had me. I've never cut a triangle. So, you know, you think, some of you guys think, gosh, she knows what she's doing. Guess what? I don't. I'm learning every single day, and I am so thankful that I learned this. So what I have to do, I have to go, it might take a little thought for me here because I've only done this one time. So I have got to line up. I want to cut from here to here. So how am I going to do that? Let's go ahead and just get started. So I've got this part lined up where, you know, my little ridges to cut. Okay. Now I'm going to just sneak this down here until it gets to this dot where I had posted my, or where I had marked, that's where I want it to cut. So I've got it level up here, or even there, and even down here. And then I'm just gonna put my trimmer down, and ta-da, we have got the line that we wanted, okay? How easy is that? Now we have to figure out the other side. And I'll show you what I did the first time I cut yesterday. I didn't cut it right. I went ahead and I went to my line, but I only went to this line. So here, you see I have my line there, and I went to my first score line, okay? So that's an option too. That's not gonna be how I want it, but I just wanna show you. You can do different gates. So see here, I cut on my first score line. This one I cut on the second. So really, there's no wrong way. So let's go ahead though and make it how I do want it to be. And so I will cut one more. And so now I gotta line it up with my score line from there. And then I'll just trim it. And now we have a perfectly even little gate going on. Okay, so that is the basics of that. Now, if that's not the easiest thing you've ever seen, I don't know what is. And again, if you were like me, you can skip this part and you can still have a beautiful card, add a belly band, and off you go. So next up, what do we need? I've got a piece of paper here, just another piece of Coordinating Designer Series paper. I cut this 1 3/4, and right now I have it at 12. I'm going to snip just a little bit off of there as we go here. And then I have a piece of Very Vanilla that I'm gonna do a little stamping on. And then I've got some other little pieces here for decorating. I did pull in a label to put on my belly band. I liked this one here, worked really great. And I cut 2 of them, and I'll show you how I'll label those. And that is from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And then I just cut out a variety of little pieces from kind of the foliage, I guess, from the Harvest Meadow dies. I added this one. I didn't have this one on my sample, but I think I want to add it into this beautiful card. Okay, and then I have a label here. I have extras in case I fumble up on my stamping. I always got to have a few extras. And then let me just move this all off of here. I didn't want to lose any of the pieces. An early espresso was not a listed coordinating color, But I thought it actually went together really nice with this card. And if I can find where I put the card sampling, I would set it back out here, but where could have it went? Huh, it's funny how things can just disappear and I don't have anywhere to really put it. Oh, I set it underneath my paper trimmer when I moved everything out of the way. So let's just go ahead. I just want you to be able to see this. So the Nature's Harvest stamp set, I'm gonna use a thank you out of it, and I'm gonna use this stamp here. I love this little print here too, so I'll be making some more things with this. In fact, I'm sure this is gonna be one of my product-based classes in September. And so I just cut out a variety of the dies, and then again, the designer series paper. These are the coordinating colors, but I think Early Espresso kind of runs right along with Crumb Cake quite well as far as a color to stamp in, like your sentiments and things. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna add, this is gonna be my inside of my card, the Very Vanilla. That is cut, it is 5 1/4 for the height. And then to get it to mat evenly along the sides, it is 3 3/4. So very easy measurements. I'll pull in that measurement card at the end again so that you can write them down, take a screenshot. I'll share them next week in the tutorial Tuesday as well. So if you're not on the VIP list, go ahead. Right on top, if you're watching on Facebook, in the headline of this post, there is a join the VIP list. Straight up, straight down. If you're watching on YouTube, it is the first comment. There is a link to join the VIP list. That gets you the tutorial Tuesday, all kinds of fun stuff in there. List of events that's going on. Then you don't miss out on anything. And let's just stamp, stamp, stamp. Just a nice gentle tap. Then you don't get any halos. You don't get ink on your block. And then straight up, straight down. And we'll just put it in the corner. That'll add just a nice little touch to the inside of our card. All right, isn't that beautiful? Let's put the ink out of the way. That's all the stamping I'm gonna do for now. I think that's all the stamping I'm gonna do today. And then let's see what we're gonna do here. Let's get this onto our card. This is it for this little piece. And okay, looks like you all are still watching. My computer is saying it has having trouble playing the video. I don't know what is going on here, why my computer is being upset with me today. But now if I switch the screen to a different one, it's working just fine. What in the world? So look at how nice that little stamped image looks there. Okay, so now we have to finish this part off. I was just looking. I thought I lost it. Oh, my goodness. And I do need a paper snip, so it's not a ribbon scissors. Looks like I have one right here. All I'm going to do here is cut this right in half so that I can have a layer behind my cork. Now this cork, it's really nice. It looks like it's super heavy, but it's actually fairly thin. So I didn't want to just put it right onto the belly band. I wanted to give it a little bit more strength behind it. And why not just do a little matting? I love things that are matted. I love layers. And so you'll see how great this does layer. And I will, let's see, where do I want to put my adhesive? I think right here is fine. So just a little strip there. And I will line it up. And you won't even be able to tell that that isn't a second die cut. And, okay, I think did I put it right on there? Oh no, wrong side. What am I doing? I already did that one. Okay, so I have to put it here. Gosh, for not getting very much sleep and running around since, you know, heaven knows when this morning, actually I think I'm doing pretty good. I made this part work, so if I can make this part work, it means that it's all going well now. If I mess up the decorating of the card, that's no big deal. As long as we got that nice simple gatefold, easy as can be. All right, here we go. There we are. See, look at how nicely that mats together. And so now I do want to put it on my card for the rest of the decorating. So what do I do for a belly band? Well, let me show you. So again, my belly band right now, I just have it cut at 12 and then it is 1 3/4. So you can make this as thick as you would like. You can even put your decoration right onto your card if you want to skip the belly band. But I haven't done a belly band for all of you in quite a while, so I thought why not show that as well and just how easy that is. And so all you have to do for a belly band, I don't even score it. All I do is I flip it around and fairly loose, okay? So see, this is gonna be a little longer than I want. So if you'd like to trim it on your trimmer, you know, if you did it to 10, about 10 inches, you'd have enough, because I wanna give it plenty of room. But the reason I do it this way and not a solid score line and pretty loose is because I want it to be able to slide on and off of this card pretty easily. Oh, shoot, my tape is gone. That's all right. I'll just grab some liquid glue. And I'll just put a little bit here. This liquid multi-purpose glue is very sturdy, so just a little drizzle like that or a little swoosh line like that will be enough. And and something nice about the liquid glue is it does give you a little bit of leniency. So if you need to move something around, you can do that. I was just looking, I did another little thing with a belly band the other day for my team, but I don't think I have any of them handy. I'll have to show that to you all next time. Okay, and so next, see how easy a belly band is? Piece of cake. And look at this paper. Isn't this paper pretty? This is, again, the Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper. And let's go ahead and adhere this, but I think we probably want to adhere this with some dimensionals. So I'm going to need dimensionals and glue dots. Hopefully I have dimensionals here. That is one thing I didn't take into consideration, but I have some real close by. Oh, right behind me. Wouldn't you know? I have a collection of them. I think I used up most of them last night during our team meeting. We made make and takes, which are our free with the purchase cards right now. There are 5 of them, and I don't even have them. They're still on the little holders, so I'll show them to you again next week. So we do have a great order special. I shared it last week during the virtual party. You see, I'm just putting those in the center. There's really no rhyme or reason. I get to talking and I just start dimensionalizing like crazy. But anyways, order special. I decided that I loved the cards so much that I was sharing during the virtual party. I'm just going to extend it all month. So when you place an order in August, you're going to get 5 free cards that you can create. Super easy cards, very simple, successful stamping card that you can add any stamps that you want. I did use that Dear Bundle, the Christmas one, but really you could use anything. But those cards, you can see them in the emails. I'll share them next week with you, or maybe when I do that door prize drawing later this week. But anyway, so you get those plus a free embellishment and a retired embellishment. So it is like triple bonus rewards and a punch on the punch card in August. All right, let's push that down. And again, I just put them in the center so that, you know, this will still fold or, you know, slide, not fold. Okay, so next up, we've got these parts here. And so what I will do to adhere these is I'm going to end up just snipping them down. I'm going to put them on with glue dots. It's going to make my life a little bit easier. Liquid glue would work too. If I was doing a lot of these, I probably would run these die cuts through on an adhesive sheet using my Stamp Cut Emboss machine. And I'm going to put the thickest, the heftiest die cut down first. And then this little tiny bit, you know, because when we have such pretty paper like that bedazzling, we sometimes want to kind of conserve it a little bit. So I'm just using this tiny little glue or, you know, die cut because really just a little bit of sparkle adds a nice big bang of a touch to this card. And let's put a glue dot just right in the center is fine. It's going to stay just fine. We're still going to add a sentiment over the top of this. And then I've got this little branch piece that I have done in crumb cake. So I got early espresso in the background, bedazzling, and then a little crumb cake. And I don't know if that's the order. It is not the order I went with on my sample. On my sample, I put the crumb cake down first. So this would be a really fun card to make multiples of. And you could do them all different ways. Okay. So there, we got that nice and layered up. And then the last thing we're gonna do, if I didn't lose it, and I think I did, I might have to stamp another one, and then it'll show up as soon as we're done, is my thank you. See, I knew there was a reason I stamped some extra, or stamped, I cut out some extra little labels there. So let's just do another one, and then you'll see how nice this label, or how nice it, how perfect, I guess is what I'm trying to say, the sentiment fits into this label. And again, that was Early Espresso ink. Thought it coordinated quite well with that cork and the crumb cake and just, I don't know, this whole designer series paper. So let's put some dimensionals on there. We'll add that, and that's gonna finish off today's card. Isn't that a beauty of a card? Just so nice and elegant for the fall, and which is, you know, coming right up right around the corner here. So if you're gonna make any fall themed cards, now's a great time to get started on them. And let's just put that a little off-centered, or not off-centered, it's a little, actually it is kind of centered. A little bit to the left, but just to really showcase that. And oh, here it is, it was under the card. Well, great, now I have an extra one ready. So here we go, here is our completed gatefold, double gatefold card. I am just so impressed with this layout. So again, I am thanking Jan Lutz for showing me how easy it was to make this. She had gathered her ideas from a variety of different places, but I have always been intimidated by this kind of card. In fact, this idea came about because I had a customer ask me about, they sent me a picture of a card like this, and I said, I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you. I don't make cards like that because I am a simple stamper. So simple stampers don't do stuff, you know, we don't make things like this. But I had known Jan had made a card like this. And so she just, oh yeah, sure, no problem. And so I asked her to demonstrate for us. And then when she demonstrated, I mean, sometimes that's all it takes is someone to show us how easy it is. So again, you're gonna start with, let me just go over it quick. Then I've got her really cool projects that she's letting me keep for a few days. So she's started with a 12 by 5.5 sheet of designer series paper. Easy, easy, easy. Score it at 2, 4, 8, and 10. Or like I did, 2, 4, you flip your card, 2 and 4. That's it. And then you're gonna end up with your basic gate, which brings us to this. So simple. So she left me all these little displays to show. The inside cardstock, so the like the very vanilla I have here, so these are the only measurements that you need for this card, or basic ones. 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then you'll see as we go on these samples, the different options. So here she's got 2 3/4 is kind of the basic, but now I did 2 on my card. So you just measure up 2 and then you cut from here to your first score line here. So super easy, you just have to trim that off. And I shared with you in the video how to do that. So I'm gonna leave those up. So if anybody needs the measurements, that you will be able to take a screenshot of that. I will share these directions in the tutorial Tuesday. I see someone just asked that. So these will be shared in the tutorial Tuesday next week. So now look at this one. The same exact thing, only she went ahead and folded and she put a little glue on that. So it was like this. She just flipped that one back. And let's share another option of that one. So this is one of the newer Christmas papers. I'm not sure the name of it, but look at this completed one. So she made a belly band, and then she used those contour dies for the inside, and then you can write your message. So this one really has no stamping involved, but same exact concept. Another one that she created, and these are just templates for her ready to go. She used the Tasteful Touches paper, Tasteful Textures, I'm not exactly sure. I call this the wood grain paper, but I know there's a real name for it. Here we go, look at that. I mean, just great, great ideas. And again, this one, she did even lower. So this one she did at like 1 inch. So you can choose how large you want your gate to be. And then there's one coming up where she did it a little different. And she cut at that first score line rather than the second one. Kind of like how I showed, like you can cut at this line or that line. And look at that with these papers. Nature's Beauty or Beauty of the Earth, I think designer series this is. Doesn't that look like, if you put like a certain belly band, maybe put one of the raccoons on there or one of the animals, this looks like it could be more of a camping card. You know, kind of, that reminds me of a tent. And then the last one I want to share before I share with you one more really impressive completed card is this one. So now I cut, for ours that I shared and the one I created, we cut it at 5.5. Now, if you want to make a taller card, do the exact same thing, only cut your designer series taller. So like this one, I think she has it cut at 8. But the score lines are still the same to make the gate, 2, 4, and 2 and 4. And so just a great, great card. And then last but not least, let me show you this impressive card that she shared with us using really outstanding job using this bedazzling paper. I should have looked at the name of the designer series. This is in the annual catalog. It's one of the specialty ones, but look at this card. So much going on here, but it's so pretty. This is one of those one-of-a-kind 50th anniversary cards. So, sometimes we have a very special event, very special people in our life, and we really want to do it up for them. And so that is exactly what she did here. So she made a belly band with the 50. Of course, got to add some hearts. And then look at that. She used the gold ribbon, the gold specialty paper for a really special anniversary card. And it just ties in so great with that designer series. So that is everything I have to share with you today, but feel free to go back, rewatch, pause, take screenshots, and I would love to see if you create this card, feel free to share it in the comments. I would love to see what you come up with for your double gatefold cards. And if you have not tried one before, I encourage you to do it, because if I can do it, my goodness, any of you guys can do this, because this is the first time in my card making career that I can recall I ever cut an angle and had success with it. So I wish you all luck. I hope you all have a fabulous week. I will check back on the comments possibly later today. Otherwise, I'll hope to catch up with you all tomorrow. The rest of today is fairly crazy for me here. But thank you so much for watching, even if we were just a little bit early today. And so if you're just tuning in at 11 and wondering what is going on, she's just finishing. I had to start a little bit early today. So if you're just tuning in for our regular Facebook Live, this will end and you can go back and watch the replay as you wish as soon as I post it. So anyways, thank you all so much. We'll see you back next week for sure with our regular weekly Facebook Live. It will be Wednesday, August 18th. The plan is to be back at 11 a.m. Central. And then I'll be back with you sometime later this week to do our door prize drawings from last week's very virtual party. All right, everybody, have a great week.